Welcome to another Mew Mew Blog Thingy and to part 2 of our dub localization series. Last time we talked about the Italian and Korean versions, which were dubbed with minor localizations and edits. Now we'll talk about some of the Asian dubs of the show. First, we'll start with the Mandarin dub Dongjing Mau Mau. While the title is translated as Tokyo Mew Mew, it literally translates to Tokyo Cats. This dub is completely uncut. The only thing missing are the next episode previews, and the VA work is top-notch. So I'll mainly talk about this dub's minor changes. The characters keep their original names, but with an interesting twist. Instead of attempting the Japanese pronunciation, they instead use the Mandarin pronunciation of the characters used to spell their names. For example, Ichigo's name is translated to Mei, with the nickname Xiao Mei, and the kanji that spells Momomiya are read as Togong. The same goes for the other girls. For an example from the guys, the characters that spell Ryo Shirogane's name are pronounced as Long Bai Jing in Mandarin. This is also the only dub to acknowledge the civilian secret identity name for Buling. Her name is Chinese from the start, so it didn't get changed. But when she becomes a Mew Mew, she is called Mew Mew Pudding, which is the Mandarin translation for pudding. Pai and Tart's name are translated into Mandarin as Apai and Danta. For Kisha's name, they decided to attempt to pronounce it like his Japanese name and ended up using the spelling of Jishu. This can literally mean strange construct, which could kind of describe his personality. Other than that, they keep the original setting of the show. The only small changes were with the terms used for transformations and attacks. The transformation phrase was translated as Mew Mew, insert name, transform. Their weapon names are the same, except without the puns. Xiao Mei's weapon is translated as Strawberry Bell, and Boha's weapon is translated as Mint Bow and Arrow. Although the only weird exception is Xu Liu's weapon name. I haven't been able to translate it, but I know that there is a word for Buddhist in it, so it seems that they sort of changed religious reference with that. Yeah, because crosses are used so much in Buddhism. Although her weapon name was only mentioned once in the anime, so I guess that's no big loss. Most of the attack names are the same, but there are a couple of slight changes. Mew Xiao Mei's second attack is called Ribbon Xiao Mei Splices. This most likely was a translation issue since both surprise and splice are spelled very similarly in katakana. The only other attack name change was with Mew Woju, which was changed from Ribbon Lettuce Rush to Ribbon Woju Thrash. I don't know why the change to the last word happened. Maybe they thought that Rush was Lash, since they're both spelled the same way in katakana, and then they just thought that thrash would sound better. Who knows? All of the music was kept in Japanese, except for the instrumental versions in the second half of the series. But I've noticed that the instrumentals were in all dubs of the second half, so I assumed this was mixed by the original anime creators for international distribution. So it wasn't really a change on the Mandarin dub's part. So yeah, if you want the best of the best when it comes to uncut dubs, I suggest watching this one. This dub got released on VCD. Next, we go to the Cantonese dub, Dongjing Mew Mew, which is a direct translation of the original title. More specifically, the TVB Cantonese dub. Yeah, did you know that there were 2 Cantonese dubs to this show? To make it brief, there was another dub that aired on ATV, whose title literally translates as The Cat Brigade. This dub had slight edits for censorship. For example, anytime you see the big scary Chimera lady, her boobs are cut. But while the TVB got a VCD release, the ATV dub only aired on television and is now really hard to find. The only clips I was able to salvage were 2 intros and a part of episode 51. Another thing I find ironic is that while the mostly uncut TVB version dubbed the opening song, the edited ATV dub kept the song in Japanese. The names stay the same in both versions. But like with the Mandarin dub, they read the kanji in Cantonese pronunciation. To give the same examples as above, Ichigo Momomiya is pronounced as Chomoi Togung, Buling Huang is pronounced as Boling Wong, and Ryo Shirogane is Ling Bakam. The one weird exception is Retasu's Cantonese name. Unlike the Mandarin dub that used their word for lettuce, Woju, the Cantonese dub decided to call her Hong Choi, and the characters that spell that name means parsley. I guess they thought lettuce was too plain? I don't know. As for the aliens, the TVB dub decided to just attempt the original Japanese pronunciation for Pai and Tart. So they're called Pai and Daluto, although they're called a Pai and a Ta in the ATV dub. Kisha's name is changed to Heisi, which literally means cheese. Well, there's cheese in quiche, so I guess it works. Now you guys won't be able to look at this scene the same way again. When it comes to weapons, they stay mostly the same with no puns. The biggest example being Lao Whip or Pomegranate Whip. All the attack names in the TVB dub remove the word ribbon in them, and some of the attack names are changed. For example, Mutual Moy's attack is changed to Strawberry Interception, and while Mew Boho's attack is still called Mint Echo, they sometimes add the word fire at the end. And Mew Lao's attack is translated to Pomegranate Ribbon. The ATV dub's attacks are closer to the originals. There were only 2 minor cuts in the TVB dub, and they were in the last episode. All of the choking scenes between Ichigo and Deep Blue are removed, which kind of baffles me. They keep the death scenes, but choking is not a-okay? Like with the Mandarin dub, both dubs keep the original setting and characterization. The VA work ranges from okay to good. Then there's the Thai dub, which was also released on VCD. Not much was changed in terms of story setting or characterization. The character names stayed the same, although Minto, Retisu, and Buling are translated as mint, lettuce, and pudding. The only interesting exception is Zakuro. She keeps her name, but when she transforms, she's called Mew Pom, which is short for pomegranate.
Mew Pom เปลี่ยนร่าง
It's strange that they did that but kept Mew Ichigo as is. Other than that, there were no cuts or edits. All of the music was kept, although they did change the background music for the second intro. I only wish that this dub was mixed better. There were some episodes where you could hardly hear the voices, and sometimes you could hear the Japanese voices under the dub.
คุณอิชิโกะรีบไปที่ป้อมเร็วเข้าเถอะค่ะทุกคน
Also, some of the VAs needed to put a little more oomph in their acting. I guess that's it for the Thai dub. There's not much else to say. There are other Asian dubs, but I currently don't own them. If anyone knows where I could get my hands on the Indonesian, Vietnamese, or ATV Cantonese dubs, whether they be through download or buying them on home video, please contact me. And that ends part 2 of this topic. If there are any Mew Mew things you want me to talk about, put it in the comments below. Tune in next time for part 3, where I finally talk about Mew Mew Power.